Welcome back, everyone. Today's video is a special video. We are doing a, I guess you could say review. I'm trying Maniologys' new shrinking stamper that they just launched. And it doesn't require you to use a special bottle. It has a nice little twist activator to shrink with. It is a lot like the Moira one from what I understand. Now I've never used one like this, but I know Moira has one like this. And there's a few other like brands that you see, cheaply made ones that do the same thing. So we're going to test this today and see how it works and how well it does. And okay, so from what I understand, you have to twist it all the way up to extend it out like you would when you're pressing it over the bottle. So for reference, this is their other shrinking stamper set, and it's a dual-ended kind of thing, and in order to make it work you have to stamp onto the other one, and it's a whole major process, and it also reverses the image, whereas this device would keep it from doing that. But you would set it down like so, and then you would press it down like this, and then you would take the stamped image, you would apply it on, and then you'd release. That is how their other one works. But that's a lot of work and a lot of effort, and it also reverses the image, and you may not want it facing the other way. So they created this lovely device. Okay, my poor stamper. Ooh, cat hair. Yum. Yum. Okay, so yay. Let's clean that off. But yes, that is how their original one, which they still have available, works for about the same price. And I do like the stamper for other purposes as well. So to keep that in mind, yeah, they do have that as well. But I'm just going to use straight black, and I'm going to go ahead and do it on one of the sticky stamper sheets. I'm going to start with its regular pickup and see how that goes. And then we're going to shrink it and put it next to it and see how it does. So we're going to go ahead and scrape, pick up, and then we'll clean up the other images so we have best comparison having one image. And stamp down. Now this is great because say I didn't have a star smaller than that, and my son's nails are really, really small. Say I didn't have this smaller one right here. That would allow me to have a smaller one. So I'm going to go in, clean the plate. Extend it out fully, scrape, pick up, clean off the excess image, bring it back down. So now I'm going to set this next to the other one and see how much smaller it got. It definitely shrank it down. Now it seems like it has less range on shrinking down than the other one, but it definitely shrank it down. That is definitely smaller, and that was a lot easier. So I definitely like that a lot. And let's see. I kind of chose this plate on the fly because I was already logging it into my system and of my app that tells me what all plates I have. And I had a reasonable image on it to work with, so I went ahead and did that one. But let's see if I can find another good example. Ooh, this is a really big image. Okay. So, some really big ones on this one. And let's see how, whoa, that was pretty disastrous. And by the sounds of it, my son found his switch. Cool. Alright. Freaking top to my stamping polish just completely stuck to the bottle and just flung it out when it finally released. Yay. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this one. This is a really big one. It's a nice big image. Stamp its normal size first. And then we're gonna go in and we're gonna stamp. This is a very domed stamper too, so I feel like in certain images it'll probably get warped. Maybe that's just me. So that's a really good size stamp. And it's a nice stamp. I like that. But say that's not gonna fit. So your nails are too small for that, but you want the whole image, or as much of it as possible. We're going to try it out and see how that stamper holds up to images like this one. Like, another good example, this dragon over on the side. I love this dragon, but it is way too long for any of the nails that I have. Even when I have long nails, and I would love to be able to fit that entire thing on a nail. Now this stamper couldn't get the entire image anyways, it's not big enough, but that, I love that. I don't even think I have tips long enough. I would have to freehand sculpt that to fit that in length. And I don't ever wear my nails that long. That's even longer than the ones I had for my birthday. Those were long. Okay, so we're gonna go in and I'm gonna shrink it down. How much did this shrink? Question of the day. So sit it below the original. It definitely made it smaller. And that actually would probably fit majority of the image on my nails now, whereas before it would not. It is definitely smaller. So all in all, I'd say this thing works rather well. It's definitely a lot easier to manage than the ones I've used in the past. Oh boy. Have to clean that up and re-top coat. No. That is unfortunate. Okay, so I'm going to try it again on one more image, but before I do so, I need to re-top coat this thumb with quick dry because I accidentally got black polish on it and I had to take it with the top coat layer off. My mani got ruined that I just did earlier today for a video in a couple of weeks. used to get another bottle of this if my local Dollar Tree has any more, because this stuff actually ain't even all that bad. Oh, cool. One of the cats found the child's pencil. That's lovely. Yay. So we're expecting a storm here before long, and I'm trying to get this done before it possibly hits. So I'm not going to test too many items with this, but I will definitely test it. And it does seem to be doing rather well with not losing details, which is something that would generally happen with, let's try this flower. It would generally happen with the other one, and I don't know why this would be the case, but it does for whatever reason. And it was aggravating. So we can go in, stamp that down, and for test comparisons, we're going to go ahead and scoot that up. Okay. Scrape. And press in. Move it back down. So, yeah, no, I like this. This is actually quite nice. So, we're going to have some interesting possibilities here. And I rather like that. That's nice. That is really nice. So, yes, I would definitely recommend, honestly, I'd recommend it. If you're wanting it for the shrinking purposes alone, I'd recommend this over the other one. If you want other versatility, then I would say grab the original one. But no, this one is definitely worth the money. And if you have smaller nails and you struggle to find stamps that fit because of it, definitely worth it. Worth it. I do extensions on myself or grow my natural nails out on the regular. I do both. So it's not too big of an issue for me. My nails aren't like super tiny either generally, but I have a friend who has the tiniest nails. I think my son's nails, who was 8, might actually be bigger than hers. Hers are absolutely tiny. So whenever I do her nails, like, it's hard to find images that work on her. And let me tell you, I did a mani on her recently, and I was laughing because the size, she wanted one with clouds. The size of the clouds that I was using were really tiny. And they looked huge on her nails because her nails are so tiny. And let's see if I can pull it up. But they did. They looked absolutely huge. So this shrinker stamper would have been great for some of the things that I do with hers. So this is the set, and I know the picture is deceiving. It makes it think like her fingers are really tiny. The clouds on here, let me show the plate. In fact, I think I still have this saved to my phone for the picture itself. Yeah. But like the cloud images on here from, you guys are probably gonna laugh as soon as I show it. You're probably gonna laugh. They're from this right here. They're from this spot right here, straight up. These itty bitty little clouds look massive on her fingers. They look massive on her fingers. They look huge, and it's because her fingers are so tiny. But that is so cool. It gives me a new challenge. It gives me a whole new challenge, and be able to do some interesting stuff with her designs. Like, that is crazy. It's absolutely crazy how tiny her fingers are. So not only do I need to make sure that I have something to shrink stamps with for my son, but now for one of my friends, I need to make sure I have something to shrink my stamps with. And this thing is pretty awesome, guys. From what I can see, it's well worth the hype. And it does come apart right here. So say you, for when you're not doing it on paper like I was, you would remove the head after you shrank it, and then you would line it up like so. So it does have that ability, whereas the other one is opaque and you can't see through it, so you don't have that option. This little device is very cool. I do like this a lot, and I'm so glad to finally have one, and I'm so glad Maniology finally came out with one of their own. That is amazing. That is amazing. Thank you, Maniology. I greatly appreciate that one. That was a release that I'd hoped for a long time, and I'm so happy you guys did it. It's awesome. I'm not gonna lie, it's awesome. I love it. So that pretty much covers that, and I probably should return to my children before this storm hits and get everything prepared, because we are expecting a very nasty storm, and hopefully everything just kind of blows over us and doesn't cost us a lot of money again, like the one about 8 months ago. It took out a good chunk of our fence, took half a tree, and we had to cut all the trees in the backyard down, and we still need to fix the fence. So cross our fingers and hope this storm blows over nicely and that we don't end up with more repairs. I'm not exactly excited for the possibility of needing more repairs. So hopefully everything goes smoothly on that front and we don't have all that nonsense. But that is all for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed the demonstration. I certainly loved testing that. That made me happy that it wasn't a waste of money. I get nervous with new stuff like that. Products that are supposed to be helpful in that kind of manner and time saving and things like that. I get kind of nervous, and I was nervous when I bought the first shrinking stamper, and so trying that particular kind had me a little nervous it wasn't going to work as well. But I was happy when, I think it was Tiana and Dev were the two that did the announcement video before its launch. I don't remember which ones from the Maniology crew had announced it, but I know that they had, and they'd done some demonstrations of their own, but I needed to see it for myself. I needed to see it for myself and see how big of a difference it makes, how far it extends, how durable it feels, and it does feel pretty durable. It doesn't feel like it's about to bust out in any spot. The only thing I could say complaint-wise is how domed the stamper is itself. It feels kind of weird when you're working with it, but I imagine that is something I would get used to over time, because I thought, with it being as domed as it was, that it was going to mess up the stamps, but it never did. So I don't really know. I usually, when I have one that domed, it's kind of hard to, because it's like a giant bubble at the top. And the bubble kind of expands out when it gets pressed from the bottom. It's almost like it's a ball of silicone at the top of it. And it felt like due to how rounded it was, that it wasn't going to work as well and it would mess up lines. But no, it didn't. It never messed up the intricate lines on how straight it was or anything. So it exceeded my expectations, and I'm happy for that. So they did a good job. It's definitely worth it. All right, so we will call it for today, and I hope you all are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you were at while you were watching this video, and wish me luck that I don't have horrendous damage from the storm that's about to blow through. The wind has already started picking up outside when I went and got the kids, so they're releasing all the kids early in preparation for this storm coming through. And until next time, guys, thank you all for watching. Bye.